observed, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. My friend and mentor Dave Ramsey has a more down-home spin on this. He likes to joke. I've been working my tail off for 25 years, but now I'm an overnight success. The problem is that people don't recognize the time and energy most millionaires put into building wealth, and forget the stereotypical rich entrepreneur or celebrity. Let's make it more personal. I want you to picture your next-door neighbors, just a regular couple with regular jobs and a regular house on a regular street. Nothing fancy about them. They wear jeans, drive old cars, have kids in public schools, and they do their own yard work. You got that image in your head? Now imagine finding out that this couple has $3 million in their retirement account. What would be your first thought? Would you think about how they've built wealth slowly over time? Or would you assume that they just received a big inheritance, filed a groundbreaking patent, or won a court settlement because of a random accident? Most people in my experience would assume that there was a lightning strike moment for the couple rather than thinking their wealth was a result of many years of discipline. One of these start from nothing, decades in the making millionaires that we talked to was Sandra, a retired police officer from Southern California. Everyday millionaire. Sandra grew up in a stable two-income household, but her family certainly wasn't rich. Her father was a foreman for a county library department, and her mother was a newspaper proofreader. She describes her family back then as having just enough to meet their needs. They had one car, they didn't go out to eat often, and her parents had perfected the art of frugality. Sandra even remembers the family making their own Christmas ornaments one year to save money. She says her parents' approach to finances had a huge impact on her and gave her a lifelong commitment to frugal spending and long-term saving. Those two habits had served her very, very well. Sandra began her career as a beat cop in the 1960s. She worked her way up to lieutenant before leaving the police department after 27 years of faithful service. She married during that time, but the couple never had any kids. That left Sandra with a lot of spare time after leaving the police force. So she decided to go back to work. She had a great second career as a customer service representative for a regional airline, where she stayed for 12 and a half years. After retiring again, she found herself bored at home. So she did what she'd always done. She went to work. She started a third career as an office administrator for a doctor's office, where she still serves today. Throughout her career, beginning with her early years in the police department, Sandra's lifelong knack for saving led her to invest in tax-favored retirement plans. When the 401k was introduced, she dove into it. She found that she had good instincts for investing. She put those instincts to work in her retirement accounts and some real estate investing she and her husband did on the side. She always kept her spending in check, telling us that she never wanted or needed to live a luxurious lifestyle. Today, although she's never received an inheritance or started her own business, Sandra and her husband are worth $2.3 million. They've achieved financial independence slowly and steadily over the past 40 years. They've enjoyed their life along the way, always paying cash for whatever they needed, and now they're free to live however they want in retirement. Sandra isn't lucky. She didn't win a DNA lottery. She worked her butt off. She set a goal early in her life, and she didn't let anything or anyone get in her way. She earned her way to success, and now she's reaping the rewards. Sandra's story is just one of thousands I've heard from other men and women. People no one ever expected to make much of their lives, build wealth, or retire with millions. But who cares what other people expected of them? Most millionaires I know aren't content with the hand they're dealt. And you shouldn't be either. Instead, maximize every opportunity and overcome every obstacle in your way to reach your goals. That's the attitude that drives the success of the millionaires we studied. And it's the same attitude that will drive yours if you're bold enough to go for it. Scarcity versus abundance thinking. As long as you believe that only lucky or special people can become millionaires, you will never become one yourself. You might think of all the different reasons why you could never build wealth, telling yourself, I'm just an ordinary person, or I'm not smart enough, attractive enough, or talented enough, or I don't have enough opportunities, advantages, or connections. Focusing only on your limitations is what I call scarcity thinking. It's the voice in your head that says, there are a limited number of opportunities, and I didn't get my chance. The opposite of that is abundance thinking, which says, there's enough opportunity to go around. And that's the mindset of every millionaire I've ever talked to. People who are winning financially see opportunity around every corner. They know that a rising tide raises all ships. So they aren't concerned when they see other people building wealth. They know there's enough opportunity for everyone, so they aren't threatened by someone else's success. Now, let's contrast that to scarcity thinkers. They only see limitations, usually looking at others' success with a little jealousy and contempt. They'll walk around with a poor me way of thinking, always listing the reasons for why they can't get ahead. They feel victimized, as though other people are gobbling up all the opportunities that would otherwise make them rich. Scarcity thinkers can't see the opportunities around them because they've never been taught that those opportunities are there for them too, not just for other people. If that's you, you've got to change that mindset right now. Maybe life has dealt you a hard hand, or maybe you've gotten knocked down more times than you can count. I get that. Many of the millionaires we've studied have had those kinds of experiences too. But at the end of the day, you've been lied to. How? People have told you that you can't do it, that success is not for you. You've been surrounded by people who are trying to hold you back. But you don't have to believe those lies. You get to choose what you believe. You don't have to be a victim to victim thinking anymore. Don't focus on your limitations. Focus on all the opportunities around you. The same opportunities others are using to build wealth for themselves and their families. Those opportunities are there for you too. Don't let anyone keep you from reaching for them. Everyday millionaire. When I think of focusing on scarcity or abundance, I think about a man from the Midwest named Mac, who my team interviewed. If anyone could have naturally grown up focused on limitations, it'd be Mac. He was raised under constant financial pressure. In fact, his parents moved the family almost every year when he was young because they were always looking for cheaper rent. His father never graduated high school, and both parents worked low-paying, blue-collar jobs. At the age of 8, Mac was responsible for getting himself up in the morning, going to school, and coming home, all on his own. Despite the constant moves and holes in his school shoes, Mac never felt deprived. He instead chose to look for opportunities. That mindset led him to graduate college and join the Army before starting a long career in the insurance industry. Throughout his career, Mac and his wife lived a modest, debt-free, frugal life. They didn't get distracted by flashy cars and luxuries, instead opting to save as much money as they could for as long as they could. He liked his job, but Mac had his eye on a goal. He wanted to retire early at age 55. Over the years, Mac was able to indulge on a few things, such as nice furniture and a private school education for their daughter and special needs son. But through it all, he kept his eye on the prize. He worked and saved and worked and saved. When his company rolled out a 401k plan, he jumped in and maxed it out every year. He told us that he never planned to become a millionaire. But one day he opened his investing statement and saw a 7-figure balance staring back at him. He was blown away, mainly because he knew he and his wife wouldn't be a burden on their kids, and because he was happy to have a financial legacy to leave them. He realized he had changed his family tree. Mac worked a little longer than he originally planned, retiring at age 56 with nearly $3.8 million to live his dream retirement life of hunting, fishing, reading, cooking, and gardening. He has a peace and freedom that his parents could have never imagined. And more importantly, His children have grown up looking for opportunities rather than accepting limitations. He isn't a celebrity, business whiz, lottery winner, or financial genius, but he is a millionaire. Technically, a multi-millionaire. Not bad for someone with vivid memories of walking to school with holes in his shoes. Mac had the same opportunities as anyone else, if not less, and he took advantage of them. You can too. Most millionaires are regular people. The research we conducted blows a hole in the idea that millionaires either inherited all their money or got hit by some magic $1 million lightning bolt. We know millionaires don't really believe in luck. In fact, we found that millionaires are 15 times more likely to say becoming a millionaire is about discipline over luck. We gave the millionaires in our study a list of items that could contribute to someone becoming a millionaire. Then we asked them to rank them. What ranked number 1, beating out all else? Financial discipline. What ranked number 2? Saving consistently. Discipline and consistency. These two factors outweigh a high-paying job, inheritance, luck, and the DNA lottery every time. And the good news is, we can all choose discipline and consistency. They aren't reserved for special or lucky people. Anyone can commit to a life of financial discipline and adopt consistent behaviors that will build wealth over time. I can't show you how to strike it rich overnight, but I can teach anyone, and I mean anyone, how to become a millionaire over the long haul. The bottom line is that wealth isn't random, and it isn't reserved solely for others. It's available to you too. Chapter 3, Millionaire Myth. The wealthy take big risks with their money. A popsicle. You want to invest that much money into a popsicle. In my many years as a wealth coach, I've been honored to sit with hundreds of millionaires. Most of them, as we're seeing in this book, are smart, hard-working, unassuming people. They've built their wealth low and slow, managing risks and maximizing their rewards. Occasionally, though, I meet someone with a crazy scheme that they just know will double their money.